Hello, my name is Leroy Blevins. Welcome to Mysteries and Histories. In this episode here, we're going to talk about theories for a moment. Now, the reason why I say theories is because still I get people saying that no, you don't have evidence, you have theories. Okay, you have theories. Okay, as for me, it's wrong for me to say I have evidence. But for all these other researchers and stuff, when they said they have evidence, there was a gunman behind the picket fence area, which there is no evidence to show, but that's the truth. It's not a theory, it's a fact to them. It's a fact there was a gunman behind the picket fence. Even though, like I said, there's nothing there to prove there was a gunman behind the picket fence. But I guess that's a fact. And what I present is just a theory, as people want to put out. Now, a theory is just a story. Okay? This is the way I always look at it. To me, a theory is just a story. But if you have facts and you have evidence, that's a different story because that's the facts and that's evidence, right? Now, the things I present in my research, the things I present is photographic evidence taken by the people there that day. Now, I said there was two gunmen inside of shelter number 3. Okay, if I have nothing to show for it, because see, I understand this. If I have nothing to show for it, and I said, well, there's two gunmen inside of shelter number 3, but I have nothing to show for it, then I say, yeah, that's a theory. That's a theory. Okay, but that's it. If I had nothing to show for it. But if I said there was a gunman inside of shelter number 3, and I show this, hey, we have an image of two gunmen inside of shelter number 3 with rifles in their hands. Okay, that's evidence. That's called facts. Because I said there was two gunmen inside shelter number 3. Now I'm showing two gunmen inside of shelter number 3 with rifles in their hands. Now, on top of that, I said, excuse me for a moment. I have to take this call. I'll be right back. I'm back. Anyway, like I was saying, if I had nothing to show for it, it was a theory. But like I pointed out, I said there was two gunmen inside shelter number 3, and I showed the Mormon photo, which shows both gunmen with rifles in their hands in that location. Then on top of that, excuse me, a little congested. Then on top of that, I show a frame from the Orville Nix film that shows a shot being fired from shelter number 3. A shot being fired from the side of the shelter, number 3. Okay. And then we have our close-ups right here. There's one of them. Okay. Now, we have the Mormon photo, which I'll bring it up. Then we have the Nix film. Okay. Let's bring all these up together. Okay. Now, we got the Mormon photo showing two gunmen inside of shelter number 3 with rifles in their hands. Right here. We have the Orville Nix film that shows a shot being fired from the window, which is this window here. This window here where the rifle's sticking out. The window where the rifle's sticking out. It's right here. And we see a shot being fired from there. And then we see the gunman on the side of the shelter right here. Same location now, same location. Firing his rifle, as you see right here. Firing his rifle from the side of the shelter right here. Same hairline too. Same hairline. You see a guy, gunman with a rifle in his hand right here. Seeing a fire from that same spot. Same as we do with this guy here. This gunman here. We see a shot being fired from that window, and this is the window right here, where this gunman's aiming his rifle out of. But see, to everybody else, that's a theory. To a lot of people out there, that's a theory. That's not a fact. Okay, that's not evidence. What's evidence? If what you can see, if that's not evidence, they're trying to tell me that a theory or a story is facts and it's evidence, but what we see is false. I don't get it. Just like when I sit there and I point out, I said Oswald was on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository at the time of the assassination, now mind you. Well, in the files and reports stuff, yeah, people left Oswald on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository. But they said, wait a minute, he was seen at the 2nd floor after the assassination, on the 2nd floor in the lunchroom. Okay, so he wasn't on the 6th floor. But I go ahead and I get a Diller scan, and this is the truth. I get a scan of the original Diller image, and I zoom in, and we see Oswald looking out the window of the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository, which is the location of the sniper's nest. This, again, is called a theory. We could see Oswald looking out the window. So people's going to say this or say that, or even say the film's been altered, the image has been altered, or I've altered it, or one thing or another. So this evidence don't get out. They don't want this evidence out. Nobody wants this evidence out, it seems like. But this evidence is there. It's there. Oswald's looking out of the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository at the time of the assassination. See what I'm saying? But they said that was a theory. That was a theory. I said it was a gunman on the 2nd floor of the county records building. Bell film shows it. Here's a gunman right here. Got a rifle in his hand, as you see right here. Got a rifle in his hand. Now, I go in Hughes film. Shot being fired from that same window. Which I'll pull this one up, and let's pull the bell frame back up. So nobody can't say all this or that, Pull this one over here. Put this right up here. Gunman in this window right here. 1st floor, 2nd floor. One window, 2nd window. Got the 1st floor here. That's this right here. 2nd floor right here. Right here. One window, 2 window. One window, 2 window. Same location. Gunman with a rifle in his hand and firing a rifle from that location. But then again, that's a theory. That's what they want to tell me. That's a theory. Zapruder film shows a bullet striking the manhole cover here. Show another bullet striking the manhole cover. The concrete manhole cover, I should say. And a bullet ricocheting upward. Secret Service agents, police officers, and other people looking around that manhole cover and retrieving a bullet lying in the grass right here. That's a theory, I said. To me, that's a theory. Then we go to Dealey Plaza. We see one bullet hole here, one bullet hole over here. Same locations where we see the bullets make contact with in a Zapruder film. You see right here. Let's go with this one first. Bullet hitting the side of the manhole cover concrete. There's that bullet hole. Bullet striking the top of the manhole cover in the corner. Piece of concrete flying up. There's a bullet hole in that location. And the location where they found the bullet, 30.06 bullet, right here in the grass area, right here. This guy here is picking it up. But again, they say that's a theory. Okay, this is one thing I never understand. When you hear a story and stuff and people says this and people says that, yeah, that's a theory. Okay. But when I present something and I say, hey, the gunman was in this location, and show you with photographic evidence that was taken by other people that I made discouraged of these gunmen in there, showing them aiming their rifles, firing their rifles, and having rifles in this one location, and showing the exact window where the shot was fired from. Like I said, I do, I go over this. I showed the gunman here. Okay. We'll zoom in. Right here, which I'll move over here. This window here is this window here. Rifle sticking out. Gunman holding his rifle sticking out. Rifle sticking out. Rifle being fired. Rifle sticking out, rifle being fired, same window, same shelter, same gunman, right here. But people said that's a theory. I don't get it. How can it be theory when we're seeing it? Okay, just like when I sit there and all the research that I've done in every video I present, and even in my book and stuff like that, excuse me, I have people saying one thing or another, saying this is a theory or that's a theory, but it's evidence. We can see the gunmen with rifles in their hands. We can see them fire from them locations. Why is it so hard for people to believe this is what really happened? It's not a story that I'm telling. All I'm presenting is stuff that we see in the films and images that was taken on November 22nd, 1963 in JFK assassination. I'm presenting what was taken that day. I'm showing you what was taken that day. It's not a story when I sit there and I say, hey, the gunman was inside of shelter number 3. How I know this is because the Mayor Mormon photo shows 2 gunmen inside of shelter number 3 with rifles. The Nix film shows 2 shots being fired from the same location. The Darnell film shows a side view of the same location with 2 gunmen still there, 1 gunman still aiming his rifle. The Bronson film also shows 2 shots being fired from this location. Nix film shows 2 shots being come from this location. Then when we do the reverse, to find out where these shots made contact with was a fatal headshot to JFK and the shot to Governor Connally as he was turned off to his left, which matches the story, turned off to his left. He felt the blow in his back, and he said he only heard 2 bullets fire, which 2 shots would be fired by this location here when he's on Elm Street. He could hear these 2 shots clearly. Okay, so not only could he hear the 2 shots come from shelter number 3, but he was hit by the second shot was fired from that location, which is fitting his story all the way around. Then we have the Newman saying the shots came from directly behind him. We have Mr. Spruder says in his first testimonies and stuff, the assassin was right behind him. But everybody will say, no, this is a theory. Okay, this is a theory. As I point out, I don't know why it's so hard for people. Now, I do have some people that, believes my research and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not trying to brainwash anybody or anything like that. I thank them for their support and everything else and their kind comments and stuff like that because they want the truth. There's a lot of people out there want the truth. But with all this evidence sitting here, as every day goes by, all this evidence sitting here, what's being accomplished today? What's being accomplished today? Is JFK assassination being resolved? Is it being closed, case closed? No, it's not, because whether it's this side or this side, this is what gets me. When I do my research and stuff like that, and I sit back and I think to myself, you got this side conspiracy people, you got this side non-conspiracy. They know about my research, and they know about my research, but not no sides are talking about it. Not one side is talking about it. Why? Okay, if you have an image of a gunman shooting somebody, and you see where that bullet made contact with and stuff, that's called evidence. You could take that to the court of law and say, well, we know the gunman that took fatal headshot to JFK was inside of shelter number 3. Can you prove it? Well, yeah, here's the Mayor Mormon photo. Shows the gunman with a rifle in his hand. Here's the Orville Nix film showing the shot being fired from that window. Here's the Spruder film showing that where that shot made contact with. We have this eyewitness account. We have this eyewitness account saying this assassin was right behind him. What's right behind shelter number 3? So see, all that fits in there together. So now you got the testimonies, the story, and photographic evidence to back it up. You see what I'm saying? There's your evidence. That's called evidence. That's called facts. What I present here, people get upset with me because I said I present facts. I present evidence. But they get upset with it. No, it's not facts and it's not evidence. It's just a theory. Sorry, but a theory is saying there was a gunman behind a picket fence, but there's nothing to show. I said it was a gunman inside of shelter number 3. Mormon photo backs that up. The Bronson film, the Orville Nix film, backs the shots being fired from there. Spruder film backs up where those shots make contact with. Eyewitness accounts back up that location of shelter number 3. So see, everything backs up. I want to point out, So it's called facts. Okay, it's not a theory. It's not a story. It's facts. People just don't want to believe that a shot came from the shelter. They want to believe that that shot came from the south side. They want to believe that shot came from behind a picket fence. Because this is what they was told all these years. They've been told that picket fence was a shooter, or the south side. They've been told all these years. And Oswald's a patsy. But when they see photographic evidence that changed the story, saying, no, wait a minute, the gunman was inside of shelter number 3. Oswald was in on it. They don't want that. They don't want that. They want Oswald to be that patsy. They want that gunman to be behind a picket fence. They want that gunman to be on the south side. But there's no evidence to back it up. This is the reason why, when I was reading the stories and the books and everything else from other research and stuff, when I first started getting into this, it's like they're telling me where these gunmen are at, but what are they showing me? They're not showing me nothing. They're not sitting there saying, well, by this or by that, or here's a photograph of this or here's a photograph of that. They're not telling me. I mean, that's all they're doing is telling me. They're not showing me nothing. Where's their evidence at? I've read their books. Where's the evidence? So that's when I said to saying, well, I wasn't born there in that time. I hear all these different stories because if each research book that you read, a lot of these researchers are not even saying the same thing. They're putting the gunmen in different locations as well. Okay, but I said, well, no, I gotta see for myself. Okay, just like when I sit there and people sit there and tell me this or tell me that. Okay, I'm the type of person when I do research. Okay, when I do research or anything I do. Okay, I have to see if it can be done or if it can't be done. Okay, that's why I make copies of the bullet casings. So I know exactly how big they are, what they look like inside and out, how Oswald got stumped, because the thumbprint will be like that when you place it in a bullet in the cartridge. That's how he got a thumbprint on it. Because I wanted to find the answers. So I make a replica of the bullet casing, put my thumb there and say, okay, yeah, you would load the bullet up this way. That's why his thumbprint's right there. I want to see the magic bullet and the bullet they found in the grass. Okay, this is the size of bullet they found in the grass right here. And then we have the magic bullet, which is, I think my son's got that because he's making replicas of it and stuff like that. But I needed to feel it. I need a lot of people. They're basically say, okay, I'm good with the story. I'm good with the story. But me, I'm not that way. I had to see for myself. Okay, I had to see for myself. I had to look at it myself. I have to do the research myself. I have to analyze it myself. I have to colorize it myself, so nothing gets added into it or anything else. Because when I present it, I want it to be presented the right way. Like I said, people can say all they want, okay, but the evidence is here. It's always been here, okay. A lot of researchers now are trying to put people's views on different locations in Dealey Plaza. But the facts is the gunman was inside shelter number 3. That's your 2 gunmen. That was on the grassy knoll was inside shelter number 3. It was the 2 tramps. Okay, these are facts because we could tell this by photographic evidence. Lee Harvey Oswald was on the 6th floor at the time of assassination. Okay, this is a fact. There was a gunman on the rooftop of the county records building. There was a gunman on the 2nd floor of the county records building. These are facts because we see it. We can present the evidence. We have the photographic evidence to prove it. Okay, we have that. So I don't see why people has a hard time and they want to keep on running me down, running my research down and everything else, trying to say no this or no that, or you're crazy or one thing or another, when all I'm presenting is photographs. Okay, showing you where the gunman's location was, showing the shots they was firing, where these shots made contact with, that's all I'm doing. So if people want to believe in the story and the theories and stuff like that, that's fine. Go ahead and believe in the stories and the theories. What I present here is not a story and it's not a theory. Okay, I'm presenting photographic evidence. Always in the description down below, you find us out where you can order my book, Evidence of Conspiracy, the only book you'll ever need in JFK assassination. Don't forget that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends about us. Share this information and other information from other videos on social media and stuff so everybody knows this information. And please, everybody, have a pleasant day.